Welcome back to Minnesota Muff fucking Bill. We gotta work on not swearing on our channel if you're gonna ever blow up, which this page ain't gonna. If you ever gonna blow up though, you can't be swearing in the video, so fuck, I gotta work on that. Anyways, so tonight, we're not gonna have too much going on, but as far as my swap goes, I gotta pull this back off. These holes right here, there, and right there. Those three holes, the two ports, I think they're like air injection for the injectors or something like that. Anyways, I'm taking those off. My friend's gonna TIG weld them shut. The other one's the EGR. He's gonna TIG weld that shut as well, and then I'm gonna TIG weld shut the plenum that's over there. Whew. Blast me. Otherwise, Dylan, what are we doing tonight?
We're gonna, Jesus, bro. Come on now. I think we're gonna pull out my rear main seal and replace it.
Let's go take a look at it.
Like a motherfucker.
So can you give me a rundown of this motor and what it was and whatever? Just a nice fresh update for our 4 viewers.
All 7 of you.
All 7 of you.
We appreciate y'all. Well, originally it was a stock JDM F20b that Justin had purchased from one of our friends, and he needed funds for his H23, so I bought it from him.
H23 VTEC.
H23A blue top.
Yeah. Okay.
Creme de la creme.
Not the shitty USDM version.
Yeah,
one.
the creme de la creme fucking JDM. So after a while, he sold me this, and he took my cams, the Type S cams, out of this because it was the manual version. We don't got the shitty automatic version. And took my cams, put them in his shit, and then put the regular shitty fucking H22 cams or whatever the hell they were in here. Still fast, still fun. Then I found a buddy on, made a buddy on like a H22 page or some shit like that, H2B group. And I ended up buying a Brian Crower Stage 2 head package kit from him, you know, cams, springs, retainers, all that shit.
Flat face valves.
Yeah, flat face valves.
Titanium flat face valves.
Yeah, you know.
Seals, I think you got too.
Yeah, just all Brian Crower. I think I got new brass valve guides.
Yeah, I think we put Ferrera in it.
I don't know what they were, but so we got that. I got the head all, you know, redone. You know, she's fast as fuck, but she leaks a lot of oil out of that rear main right now.
As you can see, the guy that's local to Minnesota, Charlie Mao, he's the one that did the head work. He builds engines and he does valve covers and stuff like that. We sent it off to him, and I sent my J heads off to Auto Value. And I'll tell you what, the difference in quality is massive. For one, Dylan, he got a 5-angle valve job on his heads. My heads only had a 3-angle valve job. Granted, his head package was a lot nicer than mine. No joke there.
I think it was like a 5 and a 7. I think one of them or more.
No, I think it was 5. I think 5's the highest I've ever seen.
I know what he did, like
fucking lightning out.
3 and 5 or 5 and
maybe.
I don't remember.
He also media blasted the head, and it looks fantastic. Where the company that I do, I paid $100 for them to clean the heads, and they just like threw them in a hot pressure washer, and that was it. It was garbage. So what do? We put the head package in the car. Charlie did it. It was funny because the motor had 0 compression when we put it in the car, and we're like, fuck. And then I messaged Charlie, and so we went back and forth, and then we realized that we never even looked at the fucking valve lash. And so me and you sat the valve lash, and sure shit, they were all just way too loose, so the valves weren't even opening, or they were too tight and they were staying open a little bit. I can't remember which one it was, but we redid that. Now the compression's back up to like 240 in every cylinder. This motor, I wish I never sold it because, like he said, I swapped in my H23 and an EF hatch with a Type R LSD H2B kit, and he still smoked me in a race. So I was a little butthurt. Anyways, this motor was stupid fucking healthy. I think when I first originally got it, had like 250 compression every cylinder, something like that. And now it's like I said, I still think it's like 230, 240, somewhere around there. So anyways, like you were saying, it's greasy. Why is it greasy? Well, as you guys can see, it has a fucking fat turbo on it. That is a VS Racing GTX 3076 billet wheel journal turbo. The reason I run those is they're cheap. They're $400. They're really good turbos. I get them from Hunter Tuned from huntertuned.com. He's a distributor for VS Racing. I bought like 3 turbos from him, and honestly, the turbos have done fantastic work. I've never had an issue with them. But when we boosted it, I think it pushed the rear main seal out a little bit, and as you guys can tell, you want to grab that light quick? There's all this extra shit on your motor.
From side to side, without you by my side, my side, my side, without you by my side. One time from side to side. Peekaboo, I see you, peekaboo, I see you, looking at me, looking at you. Hold up, where you going? What you doing? Who you seeing? What you need? What you want? I said, without you by my side, my side, my side, without you by my side. One time from side to side, without you by my side. I can't go outside, without you by my side. I can't go outside, without you by my side. I can't go outside. One time from side to side.
All right, so you guys just watched the time lapse. You did notice we had to pull the tranny off a couple times. The first time I pulled it off, I didn't have the clutch quite aligned. The second time I also didn't have it aligned because I could not find my clutch alignment tool. The first one you saw me use was the right spline count, but the wrong snout size. So I tried to guesstimate and I just wasn't quite right. I was off by a tiny little bit, so the tranny wouldn't fully seat. But then we ended up finding the right one in my other little dinky toolbox over there. I don't know why the fuck it's over there, not with my other ones, but whatever, you know. So anyways, now we got the H2B kit all together, the F20b kit, F2B, whatever you want to call it, whatever. It's a fucking H motor, it ain't an F. I know it says F20b, but this is a fucking H. Suck my balls. Anyways, so on these kits, you got a lower bracket here that connects the tranny to the motor. You got this one here with the spacer that goes from the tranny to the motor, squeezes it there and down here. You got this upper plate kit right here. You have to actually tap the holes on the tranny and then you bolt onto the stock top bell housing bolt holes with this bracket. And then on the rear, you have to, there's this long ass bolt right here that goes all the way through, and then it goes through that bracket, right? This metal piece here, and then that piece goes to the T bracket of a B series on the threads there, and then that's how you use the kit. And there's a half shaft adapter too, which you just saw us put on. So I've personally ran this kit myself 6 times, 7 times. I've done a lot of these swaps. This is the kit I've always used because the plated kits always have like flywheel extensions and like spacers, and I've heard so many people blow out fucking crank bolts for the flywheel. They snap off and then they're fucked, you know. Most of the time you have to throw the crank away if you can't get the bolts out. So this utilizes OEM B series clutch and flywheel, B series bolts for the flywheel, B series T bracket, half shaft, axles, transmission obviously, mounts, stock position. So Bro is the only kit, the Bro Performance kit, plateless kit, that utilizes the tranny in the OEM position in the engine bay, and then the motor in the OEM position of the Prelude engine bay or Accord. And then he triangulated, ain't the right word, but he correlated those two together and then built the kit around that, so they sit normal. So unlike H2B kits, this kit you can utilize an OEM style header, but the special H2B, or the plated kits, you have to buy a special header because they have a different angle because the motor sits totally different than what stock is.
Freak out about not running dowels and shit.
Yeah, because this doesn't run dowels, but
he said he's seen 800 horsepower on it before with no issues.
right. We beat the fuck out of this motor. This motor's seen nothing but wide open throttle for the last 4 years. When it was NA, turboed on 6 pounds, and then it's gonna fucking see it again. I mean, we've beaten the fucking thing shit out of this. And all we do is go out, rev dump the fucking clutch, dump the clutch, burn out the fucking rev limiter, shaking the whole fucking car.
I mean, even when you had yours tuned on 17 pounds, you didn't have any fucking issues with anything other than a really spicy tune.
Yeah. So I had the exact same motor, except it was a stock head, but with an LS tranny. I bought from Daniel, if you watch this video. I bought it from him. And I took Dylan's turbo kit and stuff, put it on, which was essentially the same thing, but it was a stock version of his, then put it in his hatch, and I tuned it on 17 pounds, way too rich. And it was fucking nasty. It was fun. It's actually on my TikTok. If you go follow MN Built TikTok, you'll see the videos on it down there. But you'll also see Dylan's too. The one where I raced the Challenger, that's the 17 pounds. And the only reason I did blow the motor up, I ended up melting a piston, and that's because I set anti-lag launch control at negative like 25-30 degrees timing and like 150% fuel enrichment, and the thing shot the nastiest flames. Again, if you go on my TikTok, you can see it. But I came in the garage here one day, shut the lights off, and I just fucking held that bitch for like a minute and a half straight, just shooting flames. And then the next time I drove it, it was down a cylinder. I actually ended up melting a piston that time. So, I mean, that's kind of my fault. It didn't blow up because of mechanical failure. It blew up because of tuner failure, and I was the tuner. So, this is gonna wrap up this video. We got Dylan's Turbo F20b kit back together. We got everything together. Just gotta throw the harness on it. Like I said, the shell needs a bunch of work, but we're gonna work through all that. And honestly, like he was making a joke off camera, But he said he's gonna what?
I don't remember, bro.
He said he's gonna probably have his car running before mine, and more than likely he's gonna, because his is gonna go together really fast. So I just got the intake manifolds off, the runners. I got them over there, right there. All right, what's up, y'all? So it's been a hot minute since I've done anything, but my plenum over here, my buddy modified it, so now we can continue with the car. Welded up the direct air injection ports and sanded them down. So now I can I could flip the manifold and the throttle body on the motor. So now I can have the throttle body over here. Well, this is my radiator fan plug. Anyway, so now we can put the intake on all the way fully. But Dare Bear here, what are we gonna do? You said you're gonna take me for a ride in the Vert instance?
Yeah.
What are we gonna do?
Go drift,
We're gonna go drift and crash into a tree?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna bring you guys along when we get out there. We're gonna go hit a little lick quick on the drift and poo. Something like that. I don't know, he might crash it. He's like drifted it like once with Dilly Billy right there.
How do you unlock this shitter?
Huh?
How do you unlock your shitter?
The circle button? Anyways, I'll catch up when we get out there.
You should delete that.
In a cold night, emptiness haunted me. I saw a light, but it was too dark for me. I heard you calling, I saw your sleepless face and I felt hard. I guess I'm falling for you, girl, I can reach the stars. Oh, the nights when you couldn't sleep, I was there carrying my gun, shooting at the demons, see your dreams, making them more fun. Yeah, and if you wanna run away from the best you've done, yeah, I'll be there to save the day. I'll be your rising sun. I was cold, you gave me warmth when no one did. I was lost, you showed me love and how it feels. I heard you calling, I saw your sleepless face and I felt hard. I guess I'm falling for you, girl, I can reach the stars. Oh, the nights when you couldn't sleep, I was there carrying my gun, shooting at the demons, see your dreams, making them more fun. Yeah, and if you wanna run away from the best you've done, yeah, I'll be there to see.
All right, so I can't quite put the intake on yet because I still got to do some more fuel rail and shit, but it's close. And these P2R fuel rails are hitting the manifold, so I might have to get a spacer or I might have to grind up the manifold to clear the rail. I also got my harness laid out a bit. I have a few questions that I got to figure out, but I got a few questions I got to figure out about the plugs and shit. But for the most part, we're there. So with that, this is going to be the end of this video. It's already been like a week since I made one, but thanks for watching. I'm Built.